Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. To get ourselves a treat.
Hey, it's your boys.
It's your boy.
Wow,
this thing is hot. Hold on a second.
Woo.
Ooh. Maybe I hit some of that gain or something like that. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, yeah, that's... Oh,
Yeah.
man, it was all the way up.
It was all the way up, yeah. Okay, now we're good. Whew.
What's going on?
You know, same old shit. Can't complain. Well, I guess I could, but what good will that do?
Nothing.
Exactly.
It'll just bring you down, which is the shitty part.
That's right. Oh, dude. So, you ready? You ready?
Yes.
Ready to kill it today?
Ready to kill it.
How you been?
I'm like drained of vitality, man.
Drained of vitality?
Well, we're gonna do it.
Gonna do
make
it.
the best of it.
Gonna do it. All right.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl.
I'm as bad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
News might just be something I love.
Back to you, fuckers!
I have no clue what these news bits are. It's gonna be...
Yeah, it's not like anything special. It's just I was too lazy to write them all out. So let's get into some news. Pixar has announced their new film, directed by the guy who did Inside Out, and it's going to be called Soul.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's gonna be emotional. I can feel it.
It seems like this guy kind of really likes to go into the exploration of mind and soul and spirit and stuff like that, and what makes people people. No one really knows what it's about, but, you know.
We can use our imagination.
Exactly. Imagination. Did you also know that poison ivy is not ivy and poison oak is not an oak? They are both part of the cashew family. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that. But this one doesn't make... What? A baboon is a variety of lemon? What the fuck are you saying? Look at... Are you serious?
A baboon is a variety of lemons. What?
Dude, Snapple facts. What? You're tripping. You're tripping, dude.
Well, you know, if there's a bunch of lemons together, I guess they call it a baboon. Kind of like a murder of crows. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
You know, a pair of pears. Ha!
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Snapple facts.
Snapple facts.
Snapple facts. I'm sorry
It's a mistype.
Sorry we deprived the audience from the sound, but we just had to drink these.
The tongue click sound. Okay, so yeah, that sounds sweet.
Yeah.
I like Inside Out. Hopefully, I'm sure I'd like this. Pixar's only done me wrong once.
Yes.
With Cars 2.
Yeah, that's pretty much the black sheep right there. His Cars 2.
Shitting his pants. I'll never get over that.
Mater
That is
shitting.
a plot line.
Mater shitting his pants is a plot line, not just a funny scene.
Yeah, it's also a twist too. Dude, it was actually you who shit their pants. It's like, what? Really?
Oh my god. Did they use that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's interesting. Yeah, Pixar, you can't go wrong. We'll talk more about Pixar later.
Yeah.
But,
Yes,
I'm excited. I'm excited. Alright, so, The King's Man.
The King's Man.
The title card was released for this movie. I just want to show it to you. So, do you notice anything?
Notice it looks exactly like the other ones.
Yeah, this is the Kingsman movie. This is the official title and title card of the new Kingsman movie. The King's Man.
The King's Man with an apostrophe?
Yes, because it's supposed to be a prequel. And it's like the first Kingsman.
Uh-huh.
The King's Man.
King's Man.
The Kingsman prequel film is now titled The King's Man and will be released February 14th, 2020. Most of the details of the film are kept a secret, but the film is being advertised as a collection of history's worst tyrants and criminal masterminds gathered to plot a war to wipe out millions. One man must race against time to stop them. So that one man is probably the King's Man. Who?
And it's Aaron Taylor Johnson?
I'm guessing.
Yeah, because...
It's gotta be, yeah. And then, boom, boom. The King's Man, stops the plot from happening or whatever, and then they're like, we need to form a society. The King's Man Society. The Kingsman. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
That's probably how it's going to go down.
The Kingsman.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm down.
Yeah, King's Man.
I'm just really sad that Taron Egerton is not going to be in it.
It's interesting that they're doing a prequel. I don't know. They probably maybe Taron Egerton. Is he related to Joel Edgerton? I wonder. Probably not.
No, I don't think so. No, he's most certainly not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure their names are spelled differently. But I wonder if he just didn't want to come back, so then they're like, okay, what do we do now? And then they just, let's do a prequel or something, you know?
Yeah.
Probably.
So,
Matthew Vaughn is coming back, though.
Matthew Vaughn, baby.
Matthew Vaughn.
I love him.
I love Matthew Vaughn, too, even though he's a discount Guy Ritchie. No, I'm joking. I'm just joking. I love Guy Ritchie and Matthew Vaughn. You know, I just watched a clip from X-Men First Class yesterday.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It was so good. It's really the only X-Men film that actually has its own style. You know, I mean, obviously the X-Men kind of created their own style, but they kept with it. And then Matthew Vaughn came along. He's like, let's do something different. And then he was the only one who really like did something different. Not counting like the Wolverine movies, like James Mangold and stuff. But
I mean, do you consider like Dark and Bland to be a personality? Because if so, the first one totally has that.
The first what? X-Men movie?
X-Men movie.
No, dude. No. Don't go there, my friend. I'm actually planning on making a video on Nico 9 about this, because everyone's shitting on the X-Men movies lately. But without the X-Men films, this era of superhero films that we're in right now wouldn't even exist. Because the X-Men films, the first X-Men film was like the first superhero movie that was actually taken seriously and was a big hit. You know? Like, they made it dark and gritty because of the time it was in, because by 1999, nobody would buy the MCU. Like, if they made Guardians in 1999, it would have flopped, you know? So obviously they had to modernize and Dark Knight it, even though it came out way before The Dark Knight. You know, they had to make it more edgy. And 1999. But,
Did you just call Guardians of the Galaxy Dark Knighting it?
No, I said X-Men Dark Knighted it. Because they took the X-Men and made it more grounded, more real, more dark and gritty. You know, even though it came out before The Dark Knight. Because that's the thing that audiences bought. That's the only thing, the way they could buy the X-Men. They even made a joke about it in the movie. It's like, what would you prefer, yellow spandex? Obviously now we're like, yes, that's what we would prefer. Back then, no, nobody. Even Kevin Feige has said I think it was Christopher Nolan. Yeah, Christopher Nolan said, without Bryan Singer's X-Men and without Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, he would have never have been able to make Batman. You know?
Okay. I mean, that's all good. No, I just don't personally enjoy it.
Oh, dude, they're so good. The X-Men films get shit on so much, but they really are responsible for what we're in now. Like, for the superhero renaissance that we're in now. You know?
Yeah.
Because before X-Men was the turning of the tide for superhero films in the 2000s.
Yeah.
You know?
As for like the new ones though, I really do enjoy First Class. I love Days of Future Past.
Yeah, that was great.
But it's really hard to defend them when you have Apocalypse and then I assume Dark Phoenix is just phoned in.
That's true.
So
Bryan Singer lost his mind and made Apocalypse, and it showed. Mm-hmm. And then Simon Kinberg, apparently this is his first movie, and apparently it shows. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, King's Man.
The King's Man.
Okay.
All right. Looking forward to it.
That's all we can say. All right.
That's all I can say.
All right.
All right. So here's something interesting. Abrams, a.k.a. J.J. Abrams, is writing a Spider-Man comic book.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. He's writing it with his son. And you know what's funny, though? You might have seen it on Twitter or the internet, is they started a countdown to reveal the announcement. And they had Marvel released a Marvel Comics, this Twitter account, whatever, released a picture with a number 4 in webs. You know? It was like a number 4,
okay.
And then it said hashtag Marvel Comics. And everyone was like, is this going to be a comic adaptation of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4 that was canceled? It's like, that's what everyone was thinking, right? And everyone was like super excited for a day, and then the next day they released 3. You know, and we're like, oh, it's a countdown. Okay. And then 2, and then 1, and then they revealed this news. What's funny is that they gave everyone such high hopes that it was going to be like a comic adaptation of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4. Why did they start at 4? Who starts a countdown at 4? You start a countdown with either 5 or 3. You don't count
That's funny.
4, right?
That's
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I mean, I didn't think about it like that, but that's
But they trolled the shit out of people by starting it at 4. Come on, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they had to have some semblance of...
Because it was trending. People were like losing their shit. They're like, "Oh my gosh, Spider-Man 4 in comic form! That's awesome!" Which I would love to see.
I mean, unfortunately, if I would have saw that, I would not have put that together. Only because, well, first of all, I didn't even know about it. Mm-hmm. 2, he doesn't like to do that kind of thing. Even though he does like sequels and reboots like all the time. He says that he doesn't like to do them. So like.
Oh yeah, J.J. Abrams. You mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's funny. No, but it's just so funny how Marvel Comics trolled everyone with that stupid countdown to this announcement. You know.
Yeah.
They're like, "What's it gonna be?" And it was J.J. Abrams writing a comic book. And when they released the video that J.J. Abrams announced it, someone was like, "Did this really deserve a countdown?" You know, and I'm like, "Oh, I mean, that's pretty
some
cool."
People,
yeah, J.J. Abrams.
People like you, yeah.
J.J. Abrams writing a Spider-Man comic? Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down for that. Apparently they're going to introduce a new villain and everything.
Because most of the people that follow him want, like, movie news, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I figured this is why we're mentioning it, because it's J.J. Abrams writing it.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams, the director of Star Trek and Star Wars, The Force Awakens, and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm assuming you're going to read it, right?
Hell yeah, I'm going to read it. Hell yeah, I'm going to read it. You know what else is awesome, speaking of comic books? Avengers Endgame is getting a re-release with new footage added.
Yes.
Day one.
Do you think that this is just to see if it can top Avatar?
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I am there for it. Day one.
Yeah.
Apparently, like, there's rumors that there's not even that much new footage and that there's only really, like, an end credit scene, but guess what? I'm still going to see it.
Yeah. I might have to, too.
Yeah.
But...
So...
But do you think that, this is just something that came to my mind, do you think that James Cameron's just going to bitch about it? Like,
probably. He doesn't.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. Well, I think it was he did re-release Avatar, though. That's what kind of propelled Avatar to the 2 billion mark.
Oh, really?
When it came out, yeah.
Well,
he also re-released Titanic as well.
Well, there you go.
So, I mean, he is known to kind of bitch about some stuff. I love the guy. He's a great filmmaker, but he's kind of been known to be a little outspoken about certain things. But he did congratulate Avengers for beating Titanic.
Uh-huh. Oh, there you go.
But
good sportsmanship.
But then he's gonna be like, just wait for Avatar 2. I'm gonna take my spot back, and I'll be like, you know. So I don't know when this is coming out. I think it's coming out relatively soon.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Because it's probably going to come out as soon as the usual run ends.
Yeah, yeah.
Because why delay it? Then people just start to lose interest.
Probably going to come out before Spider-Man Far From Home, right? I'd imagine. Or after?
Maybe. I don't know at this point, because it comes out in a week.
Yeah, that's true. It might boost Spider-Man Far From Home's numbers.
Oh, it comes out in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Spider-Man Far From Home, by the way, there's early reactions to the movie. And I'm just warning you, they say don't get spoiled because they say the mid-credit scene is one of the most insane mid-credit scenes Marvel has ever done. That's what they've been saying.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Are they going to leave us with an actual cliffhanger? Like,
I don't know.
Oh, does this person live or die? We don't know. We have to wait another year.
Yeah, right?
That'll fuck me up.
Yeah, I don't know, but they said... So I don't want to, like... Because you know how there's a lot of hyperbole on the internet, but a lot of early reactions were like... Whatever you do not get that mid-credit scene spoiled for you, because it is insane.
Ooh, Nelly.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. And, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. You know what else is interesting? I don't know, I felt... It's been a slow news week, again. Just wait till Comic-Con. When Comic-Con happens, dude, we're going to be fucking... bombarded.
Yeah.
As it usually happens with news, trailers, and everything. That's when they just...
When is that?
End of July, I think, is usually when it is.
There you go.
So get ready. But Red Sonja has found a new director and writer from the Transparent creator. I think her name is Jill something.
Oh, okay.
So I've never seen that show, Transparent. Have you?
I think I watched an episode like way back in the day.
Mm-hmm. I know there was a small time period where it was like a huge thing.
Yeah, it was winning like Emmys and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that kind of, I don't know. After the second season, I don't think it did so hot.
Yeah. I heard it was canceled actually, or something like that.
Oh, really?
Something weird. I don't know. There was some weird behind the scenes thing going on, but Red Sonja, aka she's basically like the female Conan.
Okay.
I've never been a huge fan of her comic series. I've never read it, or the Conan series either. Even though Conan's not a comic series, it's more of a book series. But whatever. Mm-hmm. I think maybe Red Sonja is the same way.
Yeah, didn't we talk about Red Sonja before?
Yeah, well, Bryan Singer is supposed to do it.
Oh yeah, because before that I've never even heard of it.
Oh really?
No.
Really? Yeah, she's like a redheaded Viking.
Yeah.
Think
yeah.
Xena warrior princess with red hair.
It's coming back to me now.
Yeah. So, yeah, Bryan Singer's supposed to do it. Obviously, that dude is nope right now. And, so Red Sonja. Hopefully they can... I mean, Red Sonja has potential. Yeah. Why not?
Sure.
Barbarian female with red hair.
Mm-hmm.
Prime.
So, that's exciting.
Yeah. Let's talk about some exciting? Well, I think one of them's pretty exciting. Trailers.
Ooh, jumping right into the trailers? All right.
Right into the trailers.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
Ready or not, here I come. Get it?
Yeah. No, it's I thought that was Margot Robbie when I first.
I thought that was who? Oh crap! I thought it was someone too, but I can't remember her name. Never mind.
Well,
it'll come back to me.
Yeah, it would.
But I thought it was someone who it turned out not to be.
It would be a little weird if Margot Robbie, was a part of this movie.
Yeah. Obviously, this is a horror comedy.
Yeah.
This is very apparent. The comedy is very apparent throughout.
Yeah.
And it's basically, if you've seen the trailer, it's about a well-off family, and a woman kind of comes into the family. She marries the well-off son, and they made their fortune through board games and stuff and murder mystery games. But then they're like, let's play a real game. So then they decide to play hide and seek, where the bride is going to hide, and the family's going to seek and try to kill her.
Yeah, but at some point it seems like it's not even a game; it's just like a ritual.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah,
but,
like a hereditary type.
Yeah.
Let's make this a ritual.
It looks kind of dumb, but I'm kind of for it.
I like the cinematography though.
Yeah.
The style's pretty cool, but I don't know, man. You're right. It's like I'm so mixed on it. I'm like, this looks interesting.
No, I'd watch it, but I'm not. I don't think I'd watch it in theaters.
What do you think of the concept?
The concept, that's the dumb part.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally the dumb part, but, like, I love when writers, like, use a ridiculous concept like that to, like, put characters in a situation just for the sake of fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for it, usually.
It seems like there can be a lot of suspense in there. It seems like there could be, and some of the comedy was, kind of funny, I guess you could say, but...
I wasn't really cared about the comedy. I just thought it was, I thought it was exciting.
Yeah,
a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, I like that. I like cat and mouse type style movies. And it's interesting how this family that made its fortune with making murder mystery games is doing a real one sort of thing. And it's funny. Is Hasbro part of this movie?
It seems like they've done this a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's a part in the trailer where like her husband is like, I had to pretend to be a part of it just so I could like save you. Do you like?
Probably not.
No, he's still part of the ritual. I guarantee you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it looks fun.
Yeah, but it looks like it could be a good time.
Yeah,
but
I don't know if I'd pay like top dollar money for it though.
Mm-hmm. Matinee,
dude.
Matinee, baby. Yeah, but it looks interesting. It looks fun.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something that I don't think looks fun. First of all, they stole my fucking title, which is annoying to me. Because, I'm making that short film called Bad Trip.
Oh, no!
Yeah. So, it's a little annoying. I thought these prank movies were done.
Yeah, it's literally just Bad Grandpa.
It's Bad Grandpa, again. It's made by the same people.
Yeah.
Except now it's Eric Andre doing it. And Eric Andre, he does those types of pranks on his show.
Yeah.
Like public pranks and stuff. But we're in the atmosphere now where that type of shit is just so, like, done. It's done. It's like we're not in 2015 anymore. That's so 2015 to do like these public pranks.
See,
these YouTube pranks.
I still enjoy some of like his stuff.
Yeah.
On the streets, his street work.
Yeah.
But some of these ones he's even done before.
Yeah.
Like the one where he throws the blender, his hand in the blender. Yeah, that's been done before.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is he just recycling old stuff?
I don't know. And it seems like they are going the bad grandpa route of like we're trying to have a narrative between the pranks as well, rather than something like a Jackass thing where they're just
a string of them.
The string of them. But I feel like I just don't like these movies, and I think it's because a lot of it is because like YouTube pranks have ruined that shit for me. Mm-hmm. Because if you remember, like from 2015 to arguably 2017, probably like actually more like 2014 to like 2017, pranks were just everywhere on YouTube. Just really stupid, like harmful pranks where they would basically just go up to random people on the street and just harass them for like no reason. And it was ridiculous and just like ruin people's days and shit. Like, oh, it's just a prank, bro. And then obviously there was a huge backlash against it, and now nobody on YouTube does pranks anymore. And the big pranksters on YouTube either don't do pranks anymore, like Roman Atwood, or have become irrelevant.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to see this, really, but like, I love Eric Andre, dude.
Yeah.
I fucking love his show.
Yeah. It's very like meme-y humor.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's very dank humor.
Oh, fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's just trippy as hell. It's nuts.
Let me in.
Dude. But I don't know. I would love to support him, but I don't think this movie looks that great.
I think it looks dumb. I'm
just not into it. Yeah, it is dated too. Like,
yeah.
This whole
that whole concept is done.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Unfortunate.
I will stay clear.
Was Hannibal in it too? I can't remember.
I can't. Was he in the movie? I think he was.
I think yeah. I mean, they're pretty much inseparable. So.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm gonna stay clear from this movie. Let's talk about a movie that I think actually looks pretty decent, and that's the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Oh yeah. I almost forgot about this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Actual cannibal. Shia LaBeouf.
Looked pretty good.
Looks interesting.
I did not like the music choice.
No. The way the trailer's edited is very. Yeah.
Jake said it sounds like a dog movie soundtrack.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is, right? Like a dog's journey home or whatever.
Yeah.
No, but I think it looks good, man. I like Shia LaBeouf. I love Dakota Johnson.
Yep.
Prime. And they casted a real actor with Down syndrome to play the main character with Down syndrome, which I thought was like a good choice. And it just looks really heartwarming, man. And I love the cinematography. I love like the feel.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a very feel-good movie.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I definitely can see that being the case.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel it from the trailer, just because the soundtrack choice. Soundtrack means a lot to me, man.
Yeah.
It like helps dictate, gets me into a mood.
See, but I can see through that soundtrack though. Like I can tell that they're trying to like market this film with that soundtrack, but in reality, it's going to be like a drama kind of coming of age kind of Kings of Summer style movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot to this movie, and it just looks so good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm on board.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it, and I love Shia LaBeouf. He gets a
bad rap.
He gets a bad rap because he's a loon, but like that dude commits himself, dude. He commits himself to his roles.
Yeah, I do like him too as an actor.
Yeah, so him, Dakota Johnson. Who else is in it? There was a couple other big names in there. Bruce Dern, yeah, of course. That's basically what he's been typecast as now. Just the grandpa of families, you know? No, dude, it looks good. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Peanut Butter Falcon. Weird name, but it makes sense.
Peanut Butter Captain Falcon.
Falcon punch!
Don't leave now, the movie's about to come on!
Excuse me. Hey,
paper theater. What do you do when you get stuck on a movie line with a guy like this behind you?
Wait a minute, why can't I
just
give my
maddening.
opinion? It's a free country.
All right.
Oh no! Oh no! Is it that time already?
Recently seen.
We don't even need that anymore.
I know,
It's so sad.
but I still said it.
I know.
So you saw American movie, huh?
I did.
How was it? I wanted to see it, but I was working.
It's like a new, well, not new anymore, but like it's a reimagining of like the American dream and how similar it is to like olden days when you'd have to go to like California from like the east side.
Yeah.
And it was a risk if you were even gonna make it there, and it's also a risk if the word of mouth was even true. So like, yeah, that's pretty much what this movie is. It's a complete risk. Like, this guy, he's got a flaky crew with him. He's got, kids, so he has a responsibility.
Yeah. Well,
he's got
explain what it's about to these guys.
That's it.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
explaining it.
He's like trying to make a movie.
Yeah, he's been trying to make a movie with all of this like going on in his life, and he abandoned the project like 6 years ago, and he wants to take another stab at it. And he's basically just like putting his life on hold to see if like this will go anywhere, or if he'll even finish it. And that's what this is about. It's about that risk.
Yeah.
So.
And so me being a filmmaker.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
do you think
is it inspiration for me personally? This movie's not really that. I don't really see it that way as like inspirational. This movie is just like, I see it more of like a mockumentary, kind of like like Spinal Tap type thing, because what Chris Smith chose to like keep to identify the filmaker was like very like hokey and kind of like silly humor. Yeah. Like he's kind of like a weirdo, and he's it's just like what they used to identify. I think I get why they did it. It's like kind of like they made him average to kind of make it more of an uphill battle, and it was just so. It felt so fictional that like it didn't really hit me in an inspirational way.
But it's real, which is
it is real.
Part.
It was hard to wrap my mind around it. I mean, like it's still like it's good. I had a really good time with it. It's just like I didn't feel like, oh, dude, I can commit to making a movie or whatever. Like I can sit down and write a screenplay.
It's not like it
doesn't motivate me.
So what's more inspirational, this or The Disaster Artist? Because after The Disaster Artist, I was like, man, like anyone can make a movie. Like I can actually make a movie if this guy can.
Well, if you felt that way about Disaster Artist, then maybe you'll feel that way. It's just personally like not me. That doesn't mean that's not like a knock against the movie, really.
Yeah.
Because like I still got an enjoyment out of it, and I do see it. I can see from people's perspectives why they would feel that way. But for me, there's a bit of a weird 25-minute gap where like the movie kind of slows down. It really delves into family, and like nothing really gets talked about the movie. And then within that 25-minute span, like spoiler alert, the movie just kind of shows up without like really going into the editing process or whatever. Like really never showed a lot of the movie, and then it's just kind of like, oh, like what happened?
like it's just made.
It just felt made. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah.
But other than that, the movie was really good.
Dan, what would you give it?
I'd give it like a solid 8.
Solid 8. Nice.
Yeah.
So
if you like Spinal Tap, have you seen Spinal Tap?
I've seen clips of Spinal Tap. Well, Spinal Tap's like a full mockumentary.
Yeah, it's a full mockumentary, but it's got that same vibe, dude.
Allergies. Yeah. So is that all you've seen besides the big one?
I did see another movie, but I don't need to talk about it too much. It's Hero.
Oh, with Jet Li?
Yeah.
Great movie.
You've seen it?
I have.
Yeah, I also enjoyed it quite a bit. I wasn't a fan of House of the Flying Daggers, so like the reason I didn't like that movie that much was because is it poorly written. Like there's probably porn out there that's written better than that. Like the dialogue's just real bad.
Yeah, I haven't seen House of Flying Daggers, so I might have, but it's been years. It's not very memorable. I remember watching Hero and Fearless. Mm-hmm. Those are the two that I always watch.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this movie just, wow, the color palette is amazing. It dictates tone really well.
Yeah.
Didn't really care for the CG use. I think that it was like way over the top, way cheesy. Like the spectacle sounds really cool, like all the arrows coming at them. But then when they're just like circling, spinning around, and the arrows are just like deflecting off of them, it just looks completely like ridiculous.
Yeah,
and it doesn't really keep up with the rest of the story, being like a very serious and kind of emotional in a way story. But like, yeah, it was kind of interesting. I kind of got like a Rashomon vibe out of it. Like it's just a labyrinth of like theories of like what actually happened, and then you kind of get lost in them, and it's like what actually happened, I'm not even sure. So it was kind of cool, like the framing device of it. Like he brought the two swords and then he explained himself, and then the king, I'm losing my voice, the king would go and say, well, this is what I actually think happened, and then it had like a middle ground moment where it's like half fiction, half non-fiction. I'm like, what is what actually happened?
Right.
But yeah, it was super entertaining. The choreography's awesome. The wire work is awesome.
Yeah, the wire work, I remember. That's crazy.
And yeah, Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
I love Donnie Yen, dude.
Of course.
So
of course.
Yeah, it was pretty lit.
Yeah. Heck yeah, dude.
But I mean, we gotta talk about another.
The big one. The big one. Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4.
We both saw it, so can I just tell you something?
What?
This is why I don't watch kids' movies in the theater. This was probably, and I'm not mad about it because it is a kids' movie, and I was expecting kids to be there.
Yep.
And kids make noise, so I'm not mad about it. But it did reaffirm my stance on this is why I don't watch kids' movies in the theater. It was probably one of the worst movie theater experiences I have ever had.
Oh, I need to know details.
Well, it was just straight up. All right, well, first of all, I went there alone. Do you know how weird that is?
No.
When you're watching Toy Story 4 alone, surrounded by a bunch of kids?
No.
I had parents asking me to take my hands out of my pockets. How else am I supposed to jack off, T-Kettle?
Whoa.
Like, I don't...
What? Did people actually?
No,
I was like, whoa.
That was all a setup for a joke.
Okay, whoa.
No, I didn't see it alone. I saw it with my mom.
Okay.
No, yeah, me and my mom saw it, and we actually chose a late showing because we figured we'll go a little later. That way, the kids won't be there. There won't be as many kids. We were wrong. That theater was 90% kids. Like 2 kids, maybe 10 years old and 5 years old, were right next to us. Mm-hmm. So, all the kids were making noise. It was just the Wild West in the theater, dude. Parents were on their phones full brightness, I swear. One dude got up once and he had that flashing light, you know, when you get a call. Jesus. And he didn't, turn it off. He was walking down the steps with his kid with the light flashing. And I'm like, can you at least put the phone in your pocket while walking down the stairs or whatever? Like, why do you have it flashing? And then... Of course, and I'm not mad because I know this is a kids movie, but there was a whole family right next to me, and it was 2 grandparents, and they took their 5 grandchildren or whatever.
Oh God.
The smallest, youngest one right next to me, and she was the loudest in the entire theater. She was the loudest kid, and again.
Where'd you go?
MJR.
Okay.
Chesterfield.
Ooh.
Again, I'm not mad or anything, but I kind of feel I'm more mad at the parents. Can you guys shush your kids?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's
the parents' fault. Tell them to be quiet. There was one part where, and I'm not dissing on the kid or anything, where she was like, "Go Bo Peep, go Bo Peep," full loud, right? Now, if it was 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, even 5 times. I would have been okay, whatever. It was a straight 1.5 to 2 minutes of go Bo Peep, go Bo Peep. And I'm like, can you tell your grandchild to calm down? Please, mother? You know?
Dude.
I was more annoyed with the parents. Can you guys, tell them to shush? And they did it a couple times, but for other times they didn't. So that really, at least for the beginning of the movie, I had to really focus on the movie. Like it was really hard.
Man, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that movie felt 4 hours long because of that.
Yeah.
Because of all these kids like making noise, shouting, and I was like,
well, it sounds like you need to go. You need to see it again. But
I
you need
do.
to go like.
At first, I gotta be real with you. For the first like 20 minutes, I was like, I'm not into this movie, and I knew it wasn't even the movie's fault. It was just that I'm like, And again, I knew what I was going into, and I'm not mad. But this is probably why I don't watch a lot of animated films, is because I don't want to watch them in the theater because of that reason. And then when they come out on DVD, I just never really have the time to just go out of my way to watch it.
Yeah.
You know? So that's probably why I don't watch a lot of animated movies.
Yeah, so me personally, if that would have happened, I would have just walked out of the theater and just asked for my money back. Like, hey, this is outrageous.
No, it was. I'll take that dude sleeping in White Boy Rick
any day
of the week over what I.
Well, I mean, at least he was sleeping during a bad, not great.
Yeah,
movie.
exactly. But again, I'm not mad at the kids. I'm not yelling at kids. I don't mind kids in the theater with a kids movie. It's not like I was watching the fucking re-release of Casablanca. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's a Toy Story 4, so of course there's kids gonna be in there, and I have no problem with that at all. Mm-hmm. So it was just hard for me to get into the movie.
Gotcha.
That being said, I did get into the movie and I loved it.
Yeah, okay, there we go. I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This movie was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was so good, wasn't it?
Yeah, dude, from the beginning of the movie, when they did like the 9 years prior thing.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm totally into this.
Yeah,
I had
me
a
too.
huge smile on my face. It was like a part of me was like awoken.
Can we talk about the animation, dude?
The animation was awesome.
It's so good.
Like we said when we were doing the trailer talk, like you can see the textures. Like,
yes.
Oh man, and they look great.
And what's great too, and I think Coco really revolutionized this.
You're gonna talk about the
lighting,
the chandelier scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so good.
I was about to say that too.
Not even just that though, but just the way lighting. Because when you look at the earlier Toy Stories, a lot of the lighting is just ambient. Uh-huh. Like everything is just kind of lit evenly.
Yeah.
There's like lighting. There's dynamic lighting in the movie.
Yeah.
Like the parts, there's shadow. There's parts that don't hit the toys. There's.
Yeah.
You know, the lighting really matches the environment.
Yeah, and that's totally something Coco did when they worked on individual light sources, and then with every added source, it completely changed the whole scene, the whole frame. Yeah.
Yeah, so the animation is gorgeous. There are some parts when like a human or a toy is not in it and it's just like an object or like an establishing shot. I thought it was real. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Oh, like there's a frame at the beginning of the movie when it's like under the car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that is really good looking.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's very wow, that was super cinematic.
It is, dude.
It's
you're just so attached to the characters and you love them, dude.
Yes.
And when they announced this film, you're like, do we need a Toy Story 4?
Dude, you're literally just copying my review, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's
my God.
Did
you read my Letterboxd?
No, I didn't. But, okay, maybe I'll differ from you. It's like, is this movie necessary? It's like, it probably isn't necessary, but damn, it's great still.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a perfect trilogy, really. But having a fourth one, you're playing with fire. But they pulled it off, though. So it's like, is it a needed movie? Probably not. But I'm glad we got it.
Yeah, I think there's some reasons to have this movie, and one of them being like free will. I mean, at the beginning of the movie, that was kind of like there, which was kind of cool. And then like really just like the identity of a toy and like what that toy means with Forky, dude. Forky really adds to the mythos, in my opinion.
He does. And this movie is really like existential in a way.
They always are, though.
Yeah, I know. And it's like there's so much maturity in these films. They're so mature, and the themes are so great. And it's like these films are almost made for adults, and this is a rated G movie. Mm-hmm. You know, it's so good.
Yeah, it's so pure. Mm-hmm. It's just it's amazing, and so. The new characters were pretty good too. Yeah, I wish that I saw more of the soldiers with the high fives.
Oh yeah, those are great.
So good,
dude. There are some the new characters that come in. They all have like their time to shine.
Yeah,
and there's just little moments. You're right, like the high five, and when he high fives two of them, and the third one's just like
he's like waiting for a high five.
It's
I'm like,
so
oh
great.
my god,
it's so great. Just little gags like that is what really separates it. And there were a couple moments in this movie where I actually did laugh out loud.
Yeah, dude, Plush Rush.
The Plush Rush was hilarious.
Me and my brother were in tears.
Yeah. Especially, like, not to spoil it, the third plan they had, where it like it's like super drawn out.
Yeah. That's the one. That's Plush Rush.
That one got me.
Dude, the bathtub.
Oh, it's so good. And then, like, the rise in the moonlight. I was like, that's so good. I was like, that's so good.
Oh my god.
Also, the Howdy Doody dolls were pretty hilarious too. My mom was really laughing at that part. Mm-hmm. That is so funny. Oh, dude.
Oh man. So yeah. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing really like major in your face that's like, like a flaw for me.
Uh-huh.
There's like personal gripes here and there.
I kind of have a flaw.
Okay.
If you want me to elaborate.
Yeah, hit me with it.
There's so many new characters, and I love all of them.
Abundance of the characters, that's what I was going to say.
There's so many characters that a lot of the characters that you have come to know and love get sidelined.
That was one of the things that I said.
Even Buzz, which is real surprising.
Yeah,
he gets sidelined a little bit.
I thought he was gonna get the shaft almost halfway through this movie. I'm like, he's not even gonna have like an arc, nothing. And then like they brought him. I'm like, okay, fine, okay.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't get the shaft to someone as much as like Jesse. Like Jesse really gets the shaft, but like, but.
Or the potato heads.
I think the potato heads only had one line this entire movie. Yep. And it was just Mr. Potato Head. I don't think Mrs. Potato Head even has a line. So there is a lot of characters, and I know they have to balance it, but a lot of the older characters kind of get shafted, Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, that was totally like one of the things that I noticed. Mm-hmm. And then another thing, for just me personally, is just like the way that they presented like the choices, like every time they would just come at the most inconvenient times. Just like they worked so hard for this goal, and then it's like, oh, you're just gonna throw that away. You said this was like the most important thing in your life, and you're just gonna throw it. Like you're just wasting time. It's like it happened like 3 times in a row at the end of the movie. I'm like, come on.
I think that adds to the theme though.
Yeah, I know.
Of the movie. And but yeah, even though some of the characters get sidelined, this is definitely more of like a Woody movie than anything. Like, this is, like, definitely Woody's movie. And, but, dude.
Because Woody's the best character.
Because, yeah, he's fantastic.
He is selfless.
Well, it was funny, because in Stardust, they had a poll. They're like, who's the better character, Buzz or Woody? And I couldn't even answer it. I was like, I don't know.
Nah, I'm going
Woody. I love both, though.
The things that he does behind the scenes makes him the most important to him.
He cares so much about the kids. He loves them so much, and he's so loyal to them.
Yes.
That he'll even sacrifice his own happiness for the benefit of the kid.
Yeah. But then he kind of gets a little greedy because he needs Forky to sacrifice his existence for that too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you weren't a toy, but now you are.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. I mean, that's pretty heavy stuff, right there.
It is.
But it's so good.
It is so good. And let's talk about the quote unquote villain, the antagonist. I really liked her arc. Me too. I really liked her as a villain, I guess. For lack of a better word, you could say.
More so than, like, Prospector, because I think there's more depth to the character.
Yeah. This character, like, first of all, she's, like, really funny, and I love her design and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Especially when she's, like, doing the thing in the mirror and stuff, and I'm like, this is so good. But, that's also, there's a lot of life lessons that go along with her arc as well. Like, she has this one goal. And her life goal is to do this thing, and then let's just say that it ends up very differently than expected. So
yeah. That's like most of this movie.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, dude.
There was a split diopter shot with her.
Yeah? I didn't see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy.
I need to recheck it. But yeah, dude.
It's probably when the kid was yelling.
Yeah, probably. But dude, it's such a fantastic movie, and yes, I did tear up and cry.
I was gonna. But listen to this.
Yeah.
My brother comes in, hits me, ruins the moment.
Really?
He just leans over and he's like, dude, I can't wait to see the Bo Peep hentai.
Come on! Come on, Colin.
He's like, she's dummy thick. I'm like, come on, I hate you.
Colin.
I can't have this moment.
Colin, dude, why?
So no, I didn't get that.
I teared up multiple times.
Yeah, there was.
I teared up multiple times. And especially the end.
Woo!
I was like, are they actually doing this? Like, I'm like, there's no way. Like, I'm like, do they have the balls to actually do this? And they did. They did. I was like, no way. They did it.
That was a really good ending.
It was. And I teared up for sure. Holy crap. That was so good. That was so good. 2019 has been a shit year for movies, man. And
those 3 big movies, dude.
Yeah, dude. And this is like my number 2 of the year right now. Yeah. It's so good. So good.
And I'm gonna give it a high 9.
I give this maybe a 5 out of 5. It was just too good. All my little gripes about characters getting sidelined,
it's so insignificant.
It's so insignificant
to your own happiness.
Exactly. So I was like, I had such a good time with the actual movie, not the experience, but with the movie. I'm like, I gotta give this a 5.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I'm so glad that we were on the same page.
Oh yeah. I was going to kind of troll you a little bit and be like, text you up and be like, did you see Toy Story 4? Because I have a lot to say. Yeah. As like a joke. Yeah. And then just talk about the actual experience. But, no.
Well, we still had a lot to say.
Yeah, still had a lot to say.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so good.
Yes. So.
It's so good. Do you think this is the last one, though? Like, the last one?
No. Yeah, of course.
It has to be, right?
If they touch this again, I'll be pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, I get their philosophy. Like, we treat every one of these movies like it's the last one, but, like... Treat this one like the last one.
Yeah, like
and just don't touch it again.
This is the epilogue, dude. Like this really is the epilogue, and you can't touch it.
No more.
Yeah,
I'm done with it.
Yeah, Duke Kaboom. Yes, I Canada.
Yes, dude. Keanu Reeves.
Did you know that like when they enter that like little club for toys or whatever? Like, the toy that answers it is actually Pixar's first animation ever. Like, the Tintin, I think it's called.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was the first ever Pixar animation. A little Easter egg for it.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that was something else that I was going to bring up. They didn't have a short.
They didn't, no.
That was, like, one of the first times they've never done a short, because it always sweeps in the short animation category.
Yeah. Nope, whoa, they didn't do it.
What's this world coming to?
I don't know, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful, though. Anything to make that experience shorter, I was like, and again, this is not a testament to the quality of the movie, but I was like, when is this movie gonna end? Please end soon, just so I could get out of there.
Yeah.
I was just like, please.
No, I feel you.
Mm-hmm. But the movie itself was fantastic, and I'm sure the kids loved it. There was a huge applause at the end of it, so yeah, I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Did you make a hot list? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make my own hot list. How does that feel, you little bitch?
It's list time.
List time, yeah. So, we've been talking about this list for a while. We're like, are we gonna do it? Are we not gonna do it? I know T-Kettle really wanted to do it.
I do want to do it.
And it was TV.
TV, man. I watch a lot of TV shows.
Yeah, I don't watch as much, but I watch a fair few.
Mm-hmm.
I watch a lot of, now that I'm looking at my list, I watch a lot of like comedies on television. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
oh, no.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
I mean, I don't know. That's just
17.
I only got 8.
17. And let me tell you, these are all like things that I have right now at a 9. Some of these shows I haven't even finished yet.
Uh-huh.
That are like I'm just really far behind on.
Yeah.
But like they're so good at the beginning right now.
Okay.
Actually, I can eliminate a couple like real quick.
Okay, just go ahead.
Shout out to True Detective season 1.
Okay.
Because I can't recommend the whole thing, but like it's a standalone anthology, and that season is my favorite season of television, like period.
Okay.
So you gotta watch it. Mm-hmm. We talked about this before, so I'm not even gonna bother. Making a Murderer.
Yep.
And a shout out to Nirvana, the band, the show. I mean, nobody's gonna be able to watch it because it's on Viceland and like it's impossible to watch it. But that show is fucking hilarious.
Okay.
So check those out.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't want to, like, I have, like, a bunch of shit written down for some of this stuff, but, like, I don't even want to get into some of these, because, like, they're pretty, like, obvious.
Uh-huh.
Like Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes is fucking awesome. Like, I don't think I need to explain that.
Oh, yeah, obviously, like Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes, like, all that stuff, yeah.
Oh, so good.
All right, I'll just name one. Daredevil.
Okay.
Great show. I even love the second season. A lot of people think the second season was a dip. I thought the second season was superior to the first. And I love that third season.
Second season has some really cool action though. Like,
it does.
A bigger improvement on action.
Yeah, so
like
good.
That stairway scene is insane.
Yeah, it's the best Netflix Marvel show, and if they decanonize the whole thing, I honestly wouldn't really care as long as they kept Daredevil and the Punisher, but mostly Daredevil.
Mm-hmm. So how many? I'm sorry, I didn't even ask you how many.
I got like 10. So
10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Peaky Blinders is like an amazing gangster show. It takes a little bit to get into. It's 6 episodes a season, 4 seasons. You probably have to watch like the first 4 episodes before you're like hooked on it. But you know, it's got Cillian Murphy in it. Tom Hardy steals the fucking show. In season 2 he comes in, and then in the most recent season, Adrian Brody.
Damn.
And they're awesome.
Really?
Like, it's like top-notch gangster shit.
Okay. All right. My next honorable mention is Friends.
I
love that sitcom.
Dude, Friends is really good.
Friends is great.
Sherlock. It's getting a bad rap pretty recently.
Why? I thought people loved that show.
Apparently it's sexist.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really see it personally.
Okay.
But it's fucking awesome. It's a really cool retelling of like Sherlock adventures. It's got its own distinct voice. I saw the movie The Abominable Bride in theaters, which was awesome, and there were so many fucking Tumblr people there.
Oh god.
It was crazy. But yeah, I'd recommend the show. I like it a lot.
Listen, man, everything's sexist now, or racist, or something nowadays. It's kind of annoying. My next one is Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's also an honorable mention. Curb is the funniest show.
I haven't even seen, I've only seen like a handful of episodes, and I already love the show. It's so good.
It is the funniest show I think ever made.
Yeah.
He just understands, like, the frustration of getting a new soap bottle, and it just spins endlessly, and you can't open it, and he just chucks it. He just gets so pissed.
It's so good.
But, like, I also feel that frustration.
It takes the minutia of just existence and makes it hilarious. I loved it. And,
so good. Freaks and Geeks is an awesome first season of one season of television. It's got a great cast, James Franco, Jason Segel.
Yeah. You want to know something about that show that I didn't know about?
What's up?
You know that high school is based off of Chippewa Valley?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I was looking for him in the, what was it? Oh, I went to school with somebody, I go to, the place I work.
Yeah.
Somebody there went to school with him.
With Paul Feig or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, he was a class clown. Like, he was kind of a goofball or whatever. I'm like, oh, this makes sense, I guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
but like, one of the best parts about that show is that with like every episode, it feels like it was filmed like chronologically, and it just seemed like everybody there became like good friends, and like it just became kind of infectious, and the laughs felt real. So I
awesome.
really like that show.
By the way, I'm adding more honorable mentions because more is coming to me.
Okay.
My next one, it goes along with Curbed, Seinfeld. It's basically kind of the same show, just with Seinfeld instead of, great sitcom, one of the best.
I actually need to watch that show.
I love it because the characters are not meant to be likable. I just watched an episode yesterday that was almost mouth-droppingly like, oh my god, like these characters are the worst. But that's the whole point of Seinfeld. And a lot of people, and Seinfeld's another one that's kind of been getting like some backlash recently, saying it's racist and sexist. These characters are not meant to be liked. They're meant to be the worst. That's the whole point of their characters. And
same thing with Larry David.
Yeah, that's who created the show, who co-created the show with Seinfeld. So yeah, it's duh. Duh.
Yeah.
It's but it's hilarious, guys. Grow a sense of humor, these people, man. These people do. I'm telling you.
This show, Dude, there was a couple shows where I'm like, this is my number 5. Like, I couldn't decide. But I'm just not caught up on this one yet. I haven't seen the last season, so Fargo.
Okay.
Fargo is awesome.
Nice.
Like, the first 2 seasons were incredible. It's nice to see an anthology show have good ideas for each season. And actually, I think the second season was actually superior.
Oh, wow.
It got pretty crazy, and, like, it kind of acknowledged its fictional boundaries and stuff like that, which was really cool. Yeah, and then, like, kind of seeing it, like, loosely tie into, like, the first one was kind of cool, and I kind of hope that they do that again with season 3.
Right.
Yeah, it's awesome. You gotta watch it.
Sweet. My next one, I've had a lot. When I do these honorable mentions, I kind of get in a mode. Obviously, like, when I think of Friends, I thought of Curb. When I thought of Curb, I thought of Seinfeld. When I thought of Seinfeld, I thought of How I Met Your Mother. Mm-hmm. So, I love How I Met Your Mother, dude. It's so good. It's so great.
Despite the ending.
Despite the last episode, which was garbage. And the last season itself was not great, but it was something I could tolerate until that last episode. But me and you have a very different viewpoint about shows. Like, one bad season doesn't necessarily ruin the entire experience of the show for me. And I loved How I Met Your Mother as a whole.
It's a little different for comedy shows, though, because you can still enjoy the comedy, like, if you're coming back to it. There's so much there that, like, you probably forgot, like, some of the jokes when you go rewatch a series.
That's
like
true,
that.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But for like dramas and stuff like that,
yeah,
it kind of changes things for me.
No, I got you.
Next up, I got Luther with Idris Elba. It's awesome. It's
I heard
a cool
that
detective show. His character, what's really cool about the show is that with every case and with every like mishap that he has, he carries that with him, and it like fucks him up psychologically. And so yeah, it like everything means something, which is always cool.
Sweet. My next one is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really love this show, and it was on my list actually at one point, but the problem is that there were all these other really great shows, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has 2 kind of not great seasons, which is the first 2 seasons. It's in its 6th season right now, right? Yeah, it's 6th season right now, which I have to catch up on, but the first season is honestly quite terrible. And but then the second season I was like, okay, you're getting better, but you're still not that great. And then the 3rd season happened, and I was like, oh, okay, wait a second. Okay, this is getting good. The 4th season happened. One of the best superhero television shows. It became the best superhero television show.
Really?
Yeah. Like, it was so good. And the 5th season, dude, so good again. And I only saw 1 episode of the 6th season just because I've been so busy. But the pilot episode was pretty good for the 6th season, so... Which isn't a pilot episode, it's more of a season premiere, but whatever. Yeah. But that's the thing. That's why a lot of people have fallen off of this show, and they're like, oh, that show's terrible. And I'm like, no, dude, you've only watched the first season. That's why you think it's terrible. It's gotten so much better.
I gotta continue it then.
Yeah,
I watched season 1 and 2.
Oh, you watched the 2 bad seasons?
Yeah,
I'm telling you, dude.
Exactly.
The 3rd season, when it starts getting good, the 4th season, when they introduce Ghost Rider, just...
Yeah, I think I got that spoiled for me.
I mean, it was in all the trailers that he was coming, so...
Well, no, like, not his existence.
Oh, like what happens to him? Yeah, but it's so great. But it's weird because the 4th season is almost split up into mini seasons. There's, like, the Ghost Rider segment of season 4, and then the middle segment, which I won't spoil, and then the last segment. And it's so good. Mm-hmm. It's so good. And the 5th season's also really good.
It's crazy that this isn't in your top 5.
It was for a second. But now it's not, because there's...
Something pushed it out?
Yes.
Alright. I got Gravity Falls. I'm going to stay away from, like, anime, but, like, this is an animated show for kids. It's really good. It's really cute. It's got a really crazy villain who kind of pushes the boundaries of, like, what you can do with a Disney villain. Mm-hmm. He does at one point like swap orifices with somebody to like suffocate them, so that's pretty metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a really good voice cast. Like J.K. Simmons is in. There's like a lot of big name actors that come in and out of it.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's in it. Yeah, and it's just really touching. Like really good finale.
Okay. My next honorable mention is Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
Yep. Love it.
Next, I got Mindhunter, which was a really promising first season of a television show. The killers and that they based some of these characters off of, they would like take their interviews and stuff like that and like try to replicate their mannerisms, and it paid off really well. It's kind of like the birth of like criminology, and so from here, like this is just a setup season, and they're just kind of like learning it, like the science behind it, and it seems like in the second season they're going to be actually like tracking like a real killer.
Yeah.
And so its setup is really good, and it's, David Fincher's behind it, so it's awesome.
For sure. My next one, never in a million years I thought I would have this, but I've been binging it lately, and it's a good show to have on in the background, which I still think deserves credit, and I think this is the best show to have on in the background, and it's Bob's Burgers, baby. And when it comes to adult animated shows, I think it's probably the best one. I'm not a big fan of like anything else. The Simpsons is like great and it's revolutionary, but me personally, I've never really watched it, but I don't have anything against it. Family Guy, can't stand it. Rick and Morty, don't like it. South Park, also don't really like it. So Bob's Burgers, I feel like is good for me. Like that's my style of adult animated comedy.
Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna rattle this one off and then just go to the next one. Twilight Zone, pretty self-explanatory.
I have Twilight Zone as well. Yep.
And then the other one, Ray Donovan, Liev Schreiber's. He like cleans up messes for like celebrities and stuff. So like the first episode, like I think it was like a basketball player wakes up next to a dead woman. So he goes in there, cleans up the body, and deals with like press and stuff like that. So it's kind of a cool job, but also like it becomes the family. That's what's so cool about it, is because his family's just so fucked up in the head because of what he does and stuff like that, and it becomes kind of a comedy.
Damn.
Just out of it, they have outrageous lives.
So it's a cool job. Would you want that job to clean up dead bodies?
No, he's a badass though, dude.
Oh yeah,
he is so cool.
Nice.
So like, I watched I think 3 seasons of it, and I haven't finished it from there. I think they just did season 6.
Nice.
But it was me and my mom we watched it with my mom, and it's pretty fucked up.
Oh damn.
So like that was kind of crazy. But we loved it.
Nice. My next one is another animated show that needs to come back. Although it did end pretty well, so probably a revival is not that great. But Danny Phantom is fucking amazing.
Danny Phantom.
It's so good. And Butch Hartman is a huge comic book fan, so he brought like a really big comic book sensibility to Danny Phantom. There's even an episode where there's this villain named Freak Show who's a human, and he gets something called the Infinity Glove.
What?
Yeah, he gets something like called the Infinity Gauntlet. Oh no, sorry, it's like the Reality Gauntlet or something like that, where it's this giant glove that goes up his whole arm, and he has like gemstones that he needs to get, and then he can control reality. Dude, it's a total love letter to Marvel Comics and just comics in general, and I love it, dude. It's a superhero show, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Don't diss on Danny Phantom.
Dude,
that's my boy.
we always, every time like we'll play like a video game, and when you have like a super or whatever alt, we'd always say, I'm going Ghost.
Going Ghost, baby. Danny Phantom is dope.
Yeah, dude. This is a recent one for me.
Yeah.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Just finished the first 2 seasons. And I can't wait for more. I'm falling in love with Rachel Brosnahan.
Okay.
She's my new Audrey Hepburn. Nice. It's like the birth of like vulgar comedy in like the late 50s.
Yeah.
So like she's pushing the envelope, man. And so she pretty much invented that kind of thing.
Nice, dude. Nice.
But it's really tasteful.
Nice.
I swear.
I'm just gonna say this. Parks and Recreation is an honorable mention, which is crazy because that was also on my list. But then I thought of something. Actually, this was on my list when we started, but then something came to my mind and it just bumped it off.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Can't wait to hear it, man.
Yep.
Steven Universe is a really good kid show. It's cute, and it's got a really good arcs. Kind of like delves into anime.
Nice. Legion.
Oh shit!
Great show.
I need to finish that.
Great show.
How many more you got?
I got a couple more, but my next one is Making a Murderer. You already said that. And Twilight Zone, which you already said as well. So.
Okay, so I got 2 more.
I got like 4. So.
Just name some off.
Black Mirror.
Okay.
Smallville.
Okay.
I know the last 2 seasons of Smallville were pretty terrible, but it kind of revolutionized superhero television, so I have to put it on here. Avatar / Korra, both those shows. I love them. They're some of the best animated shows of our time.
Another show I need to finish.
It's so good, dude. Here's the thing. I don't... You know, it's funny how I say I don't watch a lot of animated movies? I watch a ton of animated shows.
Yeah?
It's crazy. It's weird.
So does my brother.
Yeah.
It's his favorite.
So Avatar and Korra. And then I got 2 more after that, so you can name off.
Okay, I got Firefly. Man, that show was really good. Season 1. And they gave him the dick because they didn't they didn't have the money for it.
Yeah, it was an expensive show.
It was an expensive show. Nathan Fillion's an awesome lead. It's like a space western. And unfortunately, Serenity for me just really didn't wrap it up very well. The character, it kind of ruined some of the fate of the characters, and I kind of like ignored the canon of that movie. But yeah, they had so much like lingering, and that a movie just wasn't sufficient.
Nice. All right, my next one is Young Justice. Loved it so far. And my last one, speaking of Korra, is Voltron, the new one.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely fantastic.
The one on Netflix?
Yes. It's so good, dude. You have to watch it. If you like anime, because this is, I guess, is technically anime. There's debate over like if Avatar, Last Airbender, and Korra is anime. Anime purists say it's not anime.
Yeah.
And which is probably why I like it. And and Voltron is kind of the same way. But Voltron, dude, so good. You need to watch it.
Okay. And then lastly, I got Halt and Catch Fire, which is an awesome fictional look at like the computer boom. It's so good. It's sloppy. It has sloppy character moments, but like the ending is just so beautiful and just so. What was the word I used? It was never mind. So solemn that like I can ignore it. I loved it.
Nice.
And that's all I got.
Nice. All right, going to the main list.
Yeah, you want to start?
I'll start. This is what bumped Parks and Rec off. I'm going to get some controversy for this. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ooh.
Absolutely fantastic show. Seasons 1 through 3. The reason this probably shouldn't be on my list is because after the 3rd season, which they're in like their 10th season right now, has been almost nothing but garbage. You know, ever since Steven Hillenburg left, that show went so downhill. It went so downhill. Have you seen any of the new episodes?
No.
They're horrendous, dude. They're so bad. Ever since Steven Hillenburg left, it was terrible. He said he wanted to end it on the movie because he made the 3 seasons of SpongeBob, and then he made the movie, and he said that was it. He's like, I'm ending it here. This was it's like the perfect show. And if that did happen, this would have probably been like my number 1, and I'm not even joking. But because it went on season after season of just getting worse and worse and worse ever since Steven Hillenburg left, may he rest in peace as well, because he did pass away recently. Like that's why it kind of got bumped down to number 5. But the reason it's on my list is because those first 3 seasons, dude, if they were good, it probably would have been an honorable mention. But those first 3 seasons are more than good, dude. They are iconic.
They are.
They are iconic, dude. They're so witty. They're so creatively written. It's funny. It's almost like a workplace sitcom in animated form. This was almost meant to be kind of more adult oriented. Like it was supposed to premiere on like MTV, right? Or Comedy Central, something like that. And I can see that because there's a lot of adult humor in here. There's a lot of double entendres and innuendos in this show that still make me laugh.
Like the hooks.
That's funny. Or we might get 40 lashes. Oh my god, that's so bad. He's like, we might get 40 lashes. And then like Patrick thinks of him having 40 eyelashes. Because, 40 lashes, that's a slavery joke, dude.
I know, dude.
It's a slavery joke in SpongeBob. SpongeBob is fantastic in all of its, like, little innuendo jokes and adult humor that is sprinkled throughout. SpongeBob doesn't have hair. Or does he? Yeah. Yeah. It's absolutely fantastic show. And those first 3 seasons, the Hillenburg seasons, are the only ones that are quoted, first of all. The only ones that are quoted. When has anyone ever quoted something from SpongeBob that's like post season 3? The only thing I can think of is Handsome Squidward, which by the way, that episode is terrible, just in and of itself.
I've never seen it.
It's so bad. But Handsome Squidward, like the image has become like a meme. But dude, those first 3 seasons are fantastic. That's when SpongeBob ended in my book.
Yeah.
So, and the first movie, fantastic.
All right.
I should have put that SpongeBob movie as an honorable mention for my favorite animated movies.
There's yeah. We can throw that on there.
Yeah,
there you go. My number 5 was tough. It was tough.
Yeah.
Oz. Oz is a prison show from like 97. It was a HBO show. Very violent. Still to this day, it's one of the most violent shows and gruesome shows I've ever seen. But it's super entertaining. There's not a single 10-minute span where something big isn't happening because it's a prison show. Characters can die left and right, and they can just bring in more characters. They do it all the time, and so like they have like, you're right. Whoa, wrong pipe, dude.
Oh god.
Whoa, what'd you do?
Oh. Something came up.
Over here.
Something came up and it burned my throat.
Ugh.
You know that ever happened to you?
All the time.
Oh, that was bad. Okay, what were you saying?
Yeah, they have like gangs in the show, and so like there's gang wars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just crazy arcs between characters, and there's a lot of like redemption arcs too, which is kind of nice. It kind of balances it out. In this hellish place to see some some positivity, but the show is just ultimately just super entertaining, and it's like from the 5 seasons that it has, it's nonstop. I don't know how the writers were able to do it. The best masculine soap opera I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude, I feel like I know a lot of your top 5. Like I feel like I'm usually not confident in your lists, but this one I'm actually pretty confident in, and like what I think some of your top 5 is going to be.
Okay.
So
you want to write some down? So, see, because I have a feeling I know what your stuff is.
Okay,
a couple of your stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know all of them.
All right, sure. Let's write some of this down. Okay. And I had another one. What was it? Damn it! I already forgot. Crap! What was it called? All right. Never mind. I'll think of it. But I got 2 for sure. I know are on your list, 100%.
Okay.
And I knew Oz was on your list as well. I knew that was going to be on there.
I feel like I haven't talked about it that much.
Oh, dude, you and David were over here like talking about it, like raving about it.
Oh, dude, I miss those days. We have not been able to find a show that like gets us together so like religiously. Because one of the times I blew off round 1 to watch 8 episodes of Oz.
Yeah.
To just kill the season.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You see, I knew Oz was going to be on there. I knew it was going to be on there. So I'll count that. I'll count that as one of my predictions.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, that's my number 4 now. This is a recent one, but I don't think a horror television series has ever been as good as Mike Flanagan's The Haunting of Hill House. This is like, I've never seen All of Us. Is that what it's called? All of Us? I've never seen This Is Us. Sorry. Okay. I've never seen This Is Us, but people have said like this is almost This Is Us that scares you. And I can kind of see that because from what I hear of This Is Us, it's like it's like a dramatic show. And this is that and scary at the same time. The characters are fleshed out. They're fantastic. This is really the only horror show. Like when they announced the show, I was going to be like, how are they going to make a series that's horror? That just I just don't see that working because it never works. Horror series, like besides like American Horror Story, which I'm not that big of a fan of because I find it to be so goofy. This took itself so seriously, and I think Mike Flanagan understood that horror is drama that scares you. And this show is fantastic. And episode 6, where about 90% of it is just one take, is absolutely fantastic. It's like insane. It's mind-boggling.
Good stuff, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Good stuff. I really like that show, too. You probably... Okay, so you knew this was going to be on here, probably. But you probably expected it to be higher.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that was one of my predictions.
Also...
I thought it was going to be number 1.
Yeah?
I thought it was going to be your number 1, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really did.
Oh, this is sick, dude. So we got some surprises in store.
Maybe the next one.
I also had the haunt... I put the house on the haunted hill because I put
that too.
That's what I wrote. I'm like, oh, shit. So Breaking Bad is amazing. It starts off pretty melancholy. Just an everyday man, like, not really everyday man, like a pretty smart scientist, like, fucking making meth because he's about to die and he needs to make it for his family to get some money. And what it just spirals into is just, it's chaos. And with every season, it just becomes more and more tense, and he starts to lose his path with every season.
Yeah.
Until you don't even know who he is anymore. He's not Walter White. It's awesome.
It's Heisenberg.
Yes, he is. And season 5 is like, there's almost nothing that can touch it as far as like crime drama goes. It's almost untouchable. There's some scenes, some lines of dialogue that are just jaw-dropping. And that's what a show should do. A show should always be getting better.
Nice.
And it's just amazing. This was like one of the best moments for basic cable television.
It was in the golden age of television.
Yes,
like you said.
Which is funny because Oz came out before like Sopranos, and that's not even cited as like one of the things that shaped premium television, which is weird.
Yeah. All right, are we on to my number 3?
Yes.
Bates Motel is my number 3.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah, dude, I absolutely love this show. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, I thought you said Haunting of Hill House was like the best horror show or whatever. Yeah, it's because Bates Motel is not really a horror show. No. It's more of like a drama thriller, and it is absolutely fantastic. And I think the thing that really anchors it is Freddie Highmore's performance as a young Norman Bates. It is a little off-putting. I remember when they were advertising this show, it really kind of put me off guard how it took place in modern times. And I was like, that's just a little strange because, you have like Norman Bates using like a smartphone, and you're just like, I don't know if I can buy that. But it works to its advantage because it takes place like in its own universe. It's not meant to be a prequel to Psycho. But the way they honor Psycho, and I won't spoil it, is absolutely fantastic. There are a ton of nods, and it's really cool to see Norman Bates like kind of evolve into who you know him to be. And you can kind of see the relationship with him and his mom and the dynamic between them kind of like rise and fall as it goes along. And you see like this unhealthy relationship form, and you get to see the origins of that. So to see all the seeds kind of being planted like little by little each season to where he eventually ends up is absolutely fantastic. Because you get to sympathize with Norman Bates because you get to see kind of his downfall into his psychosis, I guess you could say. And it's great. It's great, and the acting is really good. It's really dark. Vera Farmiga absolutely steals the show. She's fantastic. My only downside is season 3. I still think there was 5 seasons, and I still think season 3 was the low point of the show. It really does dive into too many subplots that just don't, I just don't care about.
Yeah.
There's so many subplots. I'm like, I do not care about this. Let's move on. But then season 4 and 5 really streamlined, especially season 5. Season 5 really streamlined the show. And season 5 is, in my opinion, the best season because I'm not going to spoil it, but the way they pay tribute to the movie Psycho, it blew my mind. I remember I was watching it alone in my room, and I was just like, I said it audibly. I was like, no fucking way. I said that audibly. And it was so good. It was so good because you don't expect it. They do something that's interesting, and I won't spoil it, but it's such a good show. You need to watch it.
I got my imagination running wild.
That's right.
I was on season 4 when I stopped.
Okay, yeah.
So
there you go. Season 5.
You told me that I should finish it, and I might because I'm so close.
Season 5 is so good. It's so good.
My number 3
is
the best period piece ever made
Downton
in anything. Mad Men.
I didn't put Downton Abbey, but when you said period piece, I guess.
So fucking good.
Yeah.
It's about, guys in the advertising business.
Yeah.
And, like, what they get right about the 60s is, like, everything. And what they get right about the start of the 60s is literally it's just the 50s. And then it just slowly, over the I think it's 6 seasons of television.
Yeah.
They just slowly start to, everyone starts to lose their mind. You get to see how like historical events impacted like real people.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Like, do they touch on like the feminist movement?
They
and,
touch
like,
up on like everything.
And the sexual revolution.
But like they don't touch up on it like it's like surrounding everybody. It's like it kind of touches like with certain people. So like one of the characters, his daughter joins like a hippie cult.
Okay.
And so like that's how it explores that. It's not like everyone is a hippie and like everyone has contact with it. It's just like some character. The way they do it, it makes it so fluid and just so realistic. And yet they're able to explore so many avenues the way that they do it. And just it's the dialogue, man, dude. There's so much good dialogue with like double meaning in it. Just fucking killer. And yeah, one thing about the show though is like I was talking to some people and they say that the ending is bad. And I 100% disagree, and I think it's sort of misunderstood. I think it keeps to what that character would do in a certain scenario, and just the way that they resolve every character. Like, everyone has a good resolution. Like, everyone has at least a resolution. Yeah. And which is nice because there's so many shows like Dexter where you kind of became fond of some of the side characters and they don't get a resolution. They can get completely ignored, actually. So it's kind of nice to see that. Just it's a ride, dude. Nice. It is a ride. It's so entertaining. You gotta watch it.
Nice. My mom watched the whole series.
Did she like
recently? Yeah, she loved it.
Yeah. So did my brother. So I got to watch it a little bit here and there.
Nice. Okay. This is the tough part for me.
Okay.
Because I told you, my number 2 and
I
number 1.
know at least one of them, obviously.
Yeah.
But the other one, I'm kind of struggling. I think I know what it is though. I wrote them both down.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know which one. Oh, I'm still debating. All right, my number 2. All right, it's New Girl. New Girl's my number 2.
Okay, I did not get it.
You did not get it? New Girl is one of the funniest shows that touches on extended adolescence in the age of the recession. So good. That's what this show was basically a commentary on during like that age of extended adolescence.
Quarter life crisis.
Yeah, exactly. I still feel like I'm in that. I still am in that. I relate to the characters so much, especially Nick, which might not be a good thing, but it's true. I relate to that character so much. Every character has their own defined personality, and every character steals the show in every scene they're in. Every character plays off of each other so good. Me and my friends quote the show to each other all the time. It is one of the funniest, most well-written shows ever, and it's so touching at some parts as well. And it's just really, really funny and witty, and that's the type of comedy I like, you know? The last season of the show was kind of bad. It was only 8 episodes, and they really rushed it. And then the season finale, or series finale, wasn't that great because it didn't hit me on an emotional level that I thought it would. But I can't deny over how great like the show as a whole was. It's hilarious. It's fantastic. We built the Schmitty all day. It's so quotable, and I love it, dude. It's so good, and the rewatchability of the show is so good.
I did not get that.
Yeah.
So you're I know what your number 1 is.
Yeah. Yo, David. Yo, Mitch. If you're listening. Oh, dude.
That's where that came from.
Yeah, that's New Girl.
I feel like you've told me that before, but I forgot.
Yeah, dude. It's such a good show.
No, stop.
It was almost number 1. Because it's just so good. It's so funny.
You know, so I've watched a lot of television, but I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I've never seen The Sopranos.
Uh-huh.
But actually, I'm watching it right now. But like with David, we haven't been able to like sit through it like Oz. It's just not. It's not there yet. It's taken some time to develop. I hear it's amazing. I hear the ending sucks, unfortunately.
Yes, I know the ending actually.
Oh, do you? Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty confident that I've seen enough to say that for sure the best show ever made is The Wire.
The Wire.
The Wire is the best show ever made.
Should have guessed that.
This is my number 2.
Okay.
So
damn.
So The Wire is so great because it's got amazing dialogue. So that gets you through it. There's so many characters in the show in like a good way, because what it wants to do is build a city. So it starts off with season 1 as like these detectives are hitting a wiretap for like a drug lord. So they're starting at the bottom. They're hitting the people that will give them something, and they have a code that they have. Like they go to like phone, what are those things, like phone booths or whatever. They go to those, and then they have like a special code that they type in to like contact each other. So basically like they're working to do that, and that's really cool. That's really entertaining. And then it goes through the whole process of how like the investigation works, from everything from like the lawyers and stuff, and like what they're able to accomplish, how the lawyers have to send it to like political people. So it just goes through the whole thing. And so you get to see the people working for like the drug lords, and you get to see them, you get to sympathize with them, and you get to see the detectives and stuff like that. You get to see everybody. And it's really compelling storyline. But then they keep adding with each season a new aspect of the city. So season 2 is easily the worst season. It adds the docks, like shipping, exporting. It doesn't really add too much to like the overall city, and it actually kind of gets abandoned like later on. So season 3 adds city council, and it adds like the politics of everything, and how the mayor wants to accomplish certain things and stuff like that, and it's just kind of hard to do with the way the city is, the way the budgeting is. That's the biggest part of the show, is like the budgeting. And then season 4, best season of the show, is schools, and how like where the root of all evil kind of starts in the children, and how they get influenced by the people in their community and stuff like that. And it's so good to see like how the cogs in the machine like really work, and it's amazing. And then season 5 is like reporters. It's how news circulates and stuff like that. And so by the end of the show, you can see how one minuscule thing or one big thing causes a ripple throughout all of the aspects of the show, like through all of the facilities, and how everything kind of matters. And it's crazy how it all works. It's awesome. And you gotta watch The Wire, dude.
All right.
Fuck.
All right. My number 1, and I'm pretty sure you might know what it is. So
easy.
Are we gonna say it 3, 2, 1, and then we say it?
Sure.
All right. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The Office.
No, it's The Office. It is definitely The Office, dude. This kind of revolutionized the workplace sitcom, the single camera sitcom, because before that, sitcoms were on a soundstage with a laugh track or a live audience or whatever. And obviously there are other shows that probably did it beforehand, but this one really just kind of like boosted it to the new level. The first season is obviously your typical bad first season. Like it's only 6 episodes. Same thing happened with Parks and Rec, and a couple other shows I can't think of right now. But that always usually happens with these types of shows, because they're trying to get their footing. But once they get their footing, this show becomes heartwarming, hilarious, touching, and so witty and clever. And it's just great. All the characters, again, kind of like New Girl, are heavily defined. They're hilarious. They have a personality to them. Even the minor characters in the background always have their personality and always have like their awesome little quirks about them. Like even just small people and small jokes like Creed or Meredith or Stanley or Kevin or whatever. They always have like, they steal the show all the time.
Stanley's the best.
Stanley's so good. Stanley is so good. The show is just hilarious, but it's hilarious in a very dry way, which I'm usually not. And it's not as dry as something like the British version of the sitcom, which is super dry. This obviously is a little more Americanized, but it's more optimistic. But it's still dry yet witty enough to keep my interest, and I love it, dude. And you care about these characters, Jim and Pam. That's the thing that hooks you in, and that's kind of the through line of the whole show. And it's so good. And when Michael leaves, I guess spoiler alert or whatever, the show does take a huge hit. There's season 8 is downright pretty terrible. Season 9 kind of returns it to form, but there are some kind of bad moments in Season 9. But the series finale, and this is why I guess it kind of edged out New Girl. The series finale is so good. It's so good. It answers all your questions. It's so satisfying. And I loved it.
So you have a lot of questions throughout the show? Is that what you're saying?
No, well, I mean, there was just some... It just answers... It just kind of closes all the little arcs it has. Mm-hmm. Like, there are things like, who's this person's parents? This person always talked about them being adopted. Like, are they parents? You know, stuff like that. And
gotcha.
And that's just to a very minor character. And that's just one example. So, yeah, dude. Seasons... and you get to see them grow as people. You get to see Jim and Pam grow as a couple and go through like trials and tribulations. And what I really like about that dynamic is that in the last season, Jim and Pam, they go through a struggle. I won't spoil it, but it's a very real struggle that real couples go through. It's not like this TV Hollywood movie style like crazy crap where one person cheats on somebody or like not. No, it's very real, and it's very subtle, and I love it, dude. Mm-hmm. And the way they reconcile is also very real. It's not like hyperbolized, you know.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never finished it.
Yeah, the show is great, and it's very not politically correct, and it makes the show 10 times funnier.
Do you know my number one?
I actually have 2 down that you didn't even mention, so I'm just gonna mention 2 of them. The 2 I had, obviously, Oz I predicted, Breaking Bad. And the 2 I have is West Wing and Lost. And I don't know.
It's Lost.
Okay.
Okay, Lost is it's personally my favorite. That's the point of this thing. It's my favorite show.
Yeah.
Because it was actually the first show that got me into television. Actually, West Wing, I'm going to put that as an honorable mention because I have like 5 episodes left. Uh-huh. And I'm going to be really sad when it's over.
All right.
Even though it took a dip after Aaron Sorkin left. But that's all right. Mm-hmm. Not a huge one. Lost was just a huge deal for me. I was watching Smallville and that show, and those were the 2 shows that like live action shows that I was watching when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And something about this show, just even though people don't like it, because it does get really crazy. It does ask a lot from its viewers. It asks you to give up your pursuit for answers for the sake of like the characters like coming to terms with certain aspects of themselves, and it provides so much emotion, and yeah, I can understand why people wouldn't get that, because it basically is about a man of science turning to a man of faith, and so you're basically like you're not going to get all the answers if you're kind of a person of science,
right?
You're just not gonna you're not gonna feel it,
right?
And man, I'm not even religious, but like this idea totally resonates with me.
Interesting.
Man. And just not a single thing in any medium I can think of has done a better job of doing character development. You have a ton of characters, and to the point where I like they felt like family members to me when I was a kid. Yeah. I just knew them so well. Mm-hmm. And that definitely played a huge aspect of it. But I will say, and you know, I'm not gonna spoil too much, but like the show does get fucking nuts, like to the point where like there's time travel.
Oh wow!
So
that's crazy.
Yes, but like it's so good. The reason that they have it is to like provide a really strong like emotional center, an emotional core, and it works out really well. And like throughout the show, I think I told you this. I was watching it with a friend who, you know, he's very religious, and he was able to recognize in every season, like.
Is this Brian or no?
No,
okay.
Like a bit like biblical symbolism.
Okay.
Like a certain story within the Bible that they're paying tribute to or whatever. For like every episode of the first season.
Yeah.
It's really good, and the show's gonna get you hooked if you watch it, because you know there's a lot of questions in there.
Yeah.
Like the first episode, there's like this monster that slaughters and like rips apart the pilot.
Damn.
And so like you want to know like what's going on with that, and like it's got good, thrilling moments. But basically, it's all there because you care so much about the characters and what happens to them.
Nice, J.J. Abrams, man.
J.J. Abrams.
This is the best.
And I fucking love this show, man.
That's great, man.
It fucks me up.
Someone told me once I looked like Harley from that show, from Lost.
Hurley?
And I wanted to slap them. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, someone did say that to me once, and I laughed. I didn't want to slap them. I laughed at it. And not saying like a Hurley. That's not like a bad
Hurley's
thing.
a great character.
Hurley's a great character, and I'm not saying that to look like him is not necessarily a bad thing, but I just don't feel like I look like Hurley. Do you think I look like Hurley?
Not really at all.
Interesting. Yeah. Sweet. So I did predict it.
There you go. Yeah, you did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would have been crazy if West Wing ended up like taking it. Like.
Yeah, because I know you've been talking about it a lot lately. That's why.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm killing it off. Like I finished 7 seasons, and it's taken a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm. No, I got you.
But yeah, dude, TV, dude, I watch a lot of it.
Yeah,
There's so many shows that like what could have been on there if like I didn't. Like the last season of like Westworld was kind of like whatever the ending of it.
Yeah, I almost had Westworld on here, but I realized you haven't talked about it as much, so I didn't put it on my predictions.
Yeah, it kind of fell off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Did you see the trailer
for
the new one?
What?
Did you see the trailer for the new season of Westworld?
No, I haven't.
It doesn't even look like Westworld anymore.
Well,
There's no Western.
That's the thing. If
influence
in Westworld, the movie, there's multiple different worlds, like amusement parks, and one of them is like in like a samurai one, and then there's like a Roman one. Oh, okay. So they're gonna go into one of those, I assume.
Okay. Aaron Paul's in it.
Yeah, I did hear about that. I fucking love Aaron Paul. Dude.
Yeah, dude, Aaron Paul. He's
amazing actor.
So underrated.
I did not. So what I had for you was Batman the Animated Series.
Oh yeah, that one too is real good. Also, Spectacular Spider-Man, Avengers Assemble. I watch a lot of animated shows apparently.
Yeah. So that's our show.
Yep. So that's it. I know we've already done. I'm pretty sure we've already done To Infinity and so. You know what the next best thing is, right?
Yeah, hit me with it.
There's a in my boot.
Oh, it came on so strong.
It did.